With every investment you make, oftentimes comes the risk of having drawdowns or setbacks. They say investments go up on stairs and go down in elevators. Just as fast as something goes up is equally or more as fast on the way down. And in this video, I want to talk about my personal experience with drawdowns. Without further ado, let's get straight to it. Welcome. If you're new to the channel, my name is Matt Jimenez and I'm an entrepreneur who has worked with the greatest minds in finance over the last several years, and I'm here to pour into you guys everything that they've poured into me. When it comes to investing, drawdowns are inevitable, and in fact, it is natural and completely normal for this to occur. In the early days when I was investing, there has been multiple times where I've made an investment that has gone up to over 6 figures, and in all occasions that this happened, it took several months for the peak to happen and several weeks for the bottom to happen. And unfortunately, this is the ebb and flow of markets. Oftentimes we never sell the top, nor do we buy the bottom, but most of the time we end up holding through it all. And this is something that I've learned the hard way when it comes to investing. Now I've learned to take what's on the table, never be afraid to take profits. Everything that I do going forward, I always make sure to at least pull enough money to cover the initial investment. So if I've invested $5,000 in something, the first thing I want to do is be able to take $5,000 out of that investment to cover the initial investment. That way there's no risk and it is really just house money at that point. Win or lose, I'm here for it all. And today I want to talk about my personal experience with the software, especially because I've had a couple messages on Instagram, people asking me, how are the drawdowns? In fact, I had one guy send me a screenshot saying, hey, I currently have a drawdown and I'm curious. I don't know how to explain this to my peers. I want to be able to explain that this is normal and it's not actually what I'm experiencing. So this video is here to address that. I thought it was a good idea. And in fact, what better way to explain this video through my own experience, which I will be going through in a screen share and showing you guys the overall performance of just the drawdown portion of the software. Let's get to it. Okay, so here we have the Fed bot that I've been running, and if you haven't been documenting this journey, just go ahead and hit the link that pops up right now and you could watch the whole journey. Okay, so here is a bar chart illustrating the drawdown percentages on the overall account. The way the software works, it doesn't actually close out losing trades. In fact, it scales in the larger the drawdown, which oftentimes returns in much larger profits. Yes, you heard that right. So oftentimes, the larger the drawdown, the higher the return because it's scaling in to that position. Now keep in mind, none of these have actually ever reflected in the account, and I'm going to show that firsthand. So here we have the chart of drawdown percentages. Once the account was active, which is October 27th, we saw a 0.07% drawdown. In November, that was our first largest pullback in equity, which was 0.89% in drawdown. And to avoid going over every single bar and boring you guys to death, I'm going to go to the highest percentage drawdown that I've experienced thus far, which is a grand total of 1.1%. And this happened December 6th. As you can see, the account is still up overall 9.81%. If I scroll down to December, you can clearly see that we closed the month out profitable at 5.99%, call it 6%. Now let me go over to the software to show you exactly what I mean when I said that it's not reflecting on the overall balance of the account. In fact, the drawdowns don't really mean anything because it's never impacted the balance of the account. It's just playing with the margin. The margin levels are changing, so it's showing how much of a drawdown there is on the margin at play. Okay, so here we are. In fact, I have a trade open right now, which is Aussie New Zealand dollar. As you can see, this is a long position. It's a buy right on that green dotted line. That is where we entered the long position. And the top red is our take profit. So the trade will go ahead and close once it hits that red line right there, and we will get our profits from the market. Now, let's say this trade starts trending against us and goes below our entry right there on that green dotted line. Oftentimes what I've seen is the software will start to scale in with more trades on that buy position, which will offset that original position. And then all those other positions will soon go into profit as the trade starts moving towards our original entry. In fact, if we go over to all these live positions here, you could actually see the software actively doing that as it'll scale into multiple trades. As you could see, all these look negative and it's not going to close these trades out and reflect in the balance. Let me scroll down and show you what I mean. To the far left is our balance, which is $54,908. To the right is our equity. This is what it's measuring when it says a drawdown. As you can see, all these trades currently are a little bit negative, but it's only showing in our equity, not in the total account balance. This is where you're going to see the drawdowns being measured on my FX book, but the drawdowns are actually not reflecting in our overall account because it's not closing out the trades in negative. In fact, it's waiting till it goes back into profit and oftentimes has scaled into multiple more positions, so we enter back into profit with more profit, and then it starts closing out those trades. All right, guys, so there you have it. I just showed you all of my drawdowns. I just showed you exactly how drawdowns work and showed you my own personal experience with them utilizing the software. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and comment. It means the world to me. It makes me want to do this more than I already do. And if you have any ideas or videos that you'd like to see revolved around this, please leave a comment. And if it is good enough, I promise to make a video just for you and shout you out. Like always, my friends, peace.